Hey guys, this is Vic from Grasping the Market and welcome to our market briefing. Today we had no change on the larger time frame as we continue trading inside the previous week's range. However, on the daily we had a subtle change as the previous low was taken by just a little, but that stops the 2-day one-time framing that we had earlier in the week towards the all-time high. We continue to carry forward the weak structure to the upside. There's no excess at the all-time high and we remain relatively close. So unless we start heading towards the 2980 area, I would say that the odds are good that we trade through that all-time high that's been recorded yesterday. On the market profile, we could see that the late move that we had on Wednesday was immediately rejected at the open, and now we had kind of a balanced day, but you can see that it's a slight pressure to the downside. Value was established lower and we had pushed down towards the session. That probably came because of the ECB that we had today in Europe. They decided not to cut rates, they decided to wait, and as a consequence the euro started falling and the US dollar started going up, probably putting some pressure on equities. Now on it's difficult to trade fundamental news and changes because normally the fundamental change takes some time in the market to take effect. But what I was thinking, and in my logic through the session, what I was looking at the market getting pressure and going down was that if the ECB didn't act right now to boost the economy and the US dollars going up, putting pressure on the US equities, that actually puts the Fed on a better position to act next week. Therefore, although the equities were under pressure, what I thought is if you put this pressure to the extreme and you try to go further down too soon, too fast, that could create a good buying opportunity and you could see some responsive buying. Now, the day opened inside, went down, you had a rotational day, rotational starting of the day, B inside, C went up, D started coming down, then E rotated back down, and here's where it comes interesting. After the F period, the G broke lower very aggressively, and you can see how it went just like 3 or 4 ticks below Wednesday's low. And at that point, if you were watching, you can watch the replay as well, you had a strong response. G went almost back inside the early morning range. That was my first clue that was playing out, because when you have a move of that magnitude, it was around 4 plus 2, that's 6 handles or so, and you reverted immediately within the same period and with speed. That's a lot of responsive buying. Not only that, but on the following period, you start going up. And if you were there, or if you look closer, you can see it here. It left a 1 tick separation on the double distribution that formed there, and then started going down. When you have that 1 tick separation, you start coming down. You had a rotational profile. At that point, it was 5 wide here. And you saw the response from here, and you know that the all-time high, there's poor high there's no excess, and all of those data points pointing upwards. That creates a great long opportunity. And well, that played out very well. Then you rotated back up, found some resistance around the core value from Wednesday, and the day ended up. Now, what I think, if you put together this with the overnight that we had before, I think that the market saw a lot of long liquidation, especially that we are at the all-time high. so some long liquidation and got stuck here. So it is possible that after that liquidation is done, we resume to the upside. Now, the focus for tomorrow will be on value development relative to today's, with the afternoon high and low being the levels denoting change. If we get acceptance below the afternoon low, which is at around 3,000, that will bring into play the low of Thursday. And we need to remember that going down, we have a dangerous situation with the weak structure and the successive weak lows. So if you start getting acceptance below that and start pushing down quickly, there is a possibility that you take them all in one go. On the other hand, if you get acceptance above the afternoon high, which is at 310.25, that increases the odds that we resume the move towards the all-time high. And remember, there's no excess at the regular trading hours all-time high, and the absolute all-time high was made in the overnight session. Both of those data points suggest that we will go back and test through at some point. So yeah, if we get acceptance above the afternoon high, that increases the odds that that's coming soon. As we always say, anything can happen because odds are just odds.